Okay, recording now. Okay, can you see the PowerPoint presentation now?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can.
It says report speech questions. In this case, questions. Remember, Juan Diego, we have two different kind of questions in English. We have yes, no questions
Hmm.
and WH questions. The WH questions are called informative or information questions because you are requiring for a new information. You are not asking for somebody to deny something or to confirm something. When you want somebody to deny or confirm something, you make yes, no questions. For example, are you happy now? Yes, I am. No, I'm not. But if you say, where are you now? You're asking for new information. So the person answers, I'm at the office, for example. So when reporting yes, no questions, you have to do the following. There are many changes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things you have to take into account. First, punctuation. Remember, when a question is direct, like in this case, you need to write the question mark. But when reporting that question, you do not need to write that mark. You just write the period because this is what we call an indirect question. It's not direct, but indirect question. So I repeat, no need to use the question mark at the end. First thing to know, punctuation changes, this one here. And second thing to know, the verb as can be wonder, wanting to know, but they are going to be always in past tense because you are reporting something that was said in the past. So it says reporting verb for a question ask, wanting to know, and also is not here, but you can also use wonder in here. Second change, subject changes. In this case, you changing into I can be into we. Just depends on the reporting you are making. And also remember, you can write if or whether. These words in this context are synonyms, if and whether. Yes? And
Hmm.
of course, the verb changes present to past, as I told you before, present to past, present continuous to past continuous, present perfect to past perfect, and so on. So, can you tell me the way the direct question goes in here?
Um, what do you mean with a way? Like, do you
Can you
have a mobile phone?
good? Do you have a mobile phone? And the report goes, Lucy asked me, this
Uh,
is optional. Remember, this is optional. You can write it or not. It doesn't matter. Lucy asked me if I had a mobile phone. Yes, Lucy asked me if I had a mobile phone. This here is not the order of a question because I repeat, this is not a direct question, it's an indirect question. It is still a question, it is still asking for information, but it doesn't have the order of a question. This is simple present into simple past. Verb have, which is irregular, sorry, changes into had, subject you into I. Raúl is here. So this is just an example of yes, no question. We have many. Just depends on the verb tense. WH question doesn't take this link here. Doesn't take if or whether. The
I mean,
WH, sorry?
no, that, well, I was just going to say that it is if because yes or no questions are is just like a possibility.
Yes,
So the possibility is yes or no. So if is also for possibility. So
yes,
you put if because it's one or another.
yes. So that doesn't happen in WH questions. That place is going to be taken by the WH. Whatever it is, yeah, it can be what, where, which, what, how, why, any of them, depending on the direct question here. For example, in this first case, Lucy, what time did you arrive? This is simple past. Reported speech question, reported question. Lucy asked me, what time? This what time is going to take the place of this if or whether. Yes? It is like the
Mm-hmm.
link for this report. Lucy asked me what time. This is simple past. It changes into past perfect. What time I had arrived. So in Spanish, ¿A qué hora arribaste? ¿A qué hora llegaste? Lucy me preguntó a qué hora yo había arribado. You're reporting what Lucy asked before. Any questions so far?
No.
No question. Luis Raul, are you in the house?
Yes,
Yes. How are you, man? How are you feeling?
fine, thank you.
Good, good. Why didn't you come to class last week? We're expecting you to
Because
come.
I can't.
You couldn't. Were you working?
Yeah.
Okay. Luis Raul, your mic went off. Okay. I'm going to keep on the explanation here. It says, remember that the auxiliary verbs do, does, or did are not used in reported speech, reported questions. Of course, they are auxiliaries, and remember, auxiliaries are not used in sentences like this, which are affirmative. Sorry, somebody else here.
Me escucha, me escucha.
Okay, Luis Raul, now I can listen to you. I was not listening to you before.
Ah,
Okay.
ya de algodón sin querer.
Juan Diego Raul, estás muteado. Listen word of Juan Diego. You are muting yourself. Okay? So,
Sí, sí, listo, listo.
continuing with this, I repeat, the auxiliary verb do, does, and did are not used in reported questions because those auxiliaries are not used in affirmative sentences. And, oh, Luis Raul went away. Okay. So, you need to change the verb. When reporting something that was in simple present, do and does, or in simple past did, you just need to make verb changes. Like this one here, irregular have to had. So questions with the verb to be and with can, may, might, could, will, etc. Direct speech, direct question, Sam, where is the book? And Sam asked me where the book was. Subject up to here, verb changes, in this case, verb to be, which is also the auxiliary, is to was. Yes? Remember that verb to be has double function. It is a main verb, it is a lexical verb, and it is also the auxiliary that moves for making questions and answers and for making negations. Number two, example number two here, direct speech. Sam, what can we do tomorrow? Sam asked me what we could, can into could. The subject changes as well. I mean, take a different place here. Can into could from here to here, and you keep the do. You do not modify the main verb. In this case, you are modifying the modal verb, which is also the auxiliary. Tomorrow, as I told you before, this is a time reference, the following day. This, tomorrow, yesterday, next week, are part of a group called time and place references, something you need to study, to memorize. It says the word order in different is different, sorry, the word order is different in direct and reported speech. When reporting a question, it becomes subject plus verb in the previous tense.
So basically, well, I don't know. Can you hear me? Yeah, I guess.
Yes, yes.
So basically, when it comes to like the main verb of the sentence, as the question or well, yeah, because we're starting reporting questions.
Yes.
As the question or the situation happened in the past, you have to change everything to past because it's something that person said in a past moment. It's not happening right now, and
Yes.
of course it's not future.
There is something I said during the last class, which is here in the school. That is kind of situational because if I say something now, somebody says something now. For example, I will go to class tomorrow. If I say now at this time, but somebody asks at 12 today, at 12, hey, what did Hamly say? It is still tomorrow, so you keep it. You can keep the word tomorrow. Hamly said that he was going to class tomorrow because it is still
Yeah,
tomorrow. But if
I was
somebody
I
asks the
was going.
question, tell me.
Mhm.
Huh?
No, that I was going to kind of tell you or ask you that because sometimes it has happened to me that I'm reporting something or
Mhm.
not reporting, but telling someone like, oh, this person said this. And it's like, okay, Hamley said that he was going to do it tomorrow because I just talked to you. So
Okay.
saying like saying the next day or the following day could probably even confuse people because it's like, okay, what is that person? If he just
Yes.
talked to Hamley, what is he trying to say with the following day?
It is still tomorrow for both of us. It is still tomorrow, so you keep it. That's why I was telling you that it's situational. It depends on the context. So I told the guys last week that in the test you usually have no context. So
Mm-hmm.
I was asking them to do the changes all of the times. Every time you see a word like that, just change it because you have no context. But
Mm-hmm.
what you're saying is totally right. What if we're in the same day? So you keep the word, you keep the same word tomorrow because it is still tomorrow for the
Or
both of us.
there is also this example that let's say that I don't know 2 or 3 or days ago or 3 or a week ago
Mhm.
someone said that today like the 8th of March they would do something.
Uh-huh.
So I could also say like, oh, Hamley said that he was going to give us whatever today.
Mhm.
Like I'm reporting it. It's something that you said. You said it. Okay, I'm gonna do it in 3 days. But if that 3 days is today, I could also say like, oh, he said that he was going to do it today, or he
Yes.
was going to. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you can do that. I, I highlight this. I need to highlight this. It depends on the situation. But again, Juan Diego, in the test, you have no context. So please make the changes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. At least that is also possible. At least I give you the context. That is also possible. Yes, I give you a reading. So in that reading, you have a context and you make the changes or not. You decide to whether to make them or not.
Yeah. But like sometimes it also happens that like in the let's say that the test says like something, oh, I'm gonna do that today. I in my case I'm not totally sure if consider that like if saying like today because we don't know when the text or the people
Yes, was
was
saying that.
where was yeah was doing that. um so it's like, okay, it's saying like, oh, one person was walking and asked someone, okay, what are you going to do? Oh, I don't know, whatever. The thing is that sometimes even with context it's
Yeah,
like hard because you don't know exactly all the situation.
yeah, yeah. You don't have the situation. I mean, the whole situation. You don't handle it. Listen, referring to that, as a matter of fact, we have something here. In these are some cases in which the changes are not made because the situation is still happening. For example, this year, where is Tondo Street? And the report goes, can you tell me where Tondo Street is? Is and is, you keep it because the address of this street, Tondo Street, is still the same. Or, for example, what is your last name? May I know what your last name is? It is still your last name, Marcano. It is still, you haven't changed it. So you have to change
Mm-hmm.
this. So the situation is also happening. This is still the what you're reporting. So you have to change it. It hasn't changed. So you don't need to change it. And another thing I want to highlight here is that you can make your reporting here, but since you're making a question here at the beginning, you write a question mark. Yes, you're reporting this where Tondo Street is, and you change the order. You did, you change the order here. It is a report, but in this report, you're also making the question. Can you tell this question made with modal verb? So this is the order of a question. So you need to write the question mark right at the end. It is also possible while reporting, doing something like this, yes, indirect questions without the question mark, or doing something like this, reporting inside a question, yes? For example, here, are you living in London? I like to know, yes, I like to know if you are living in London. This is a question, a direct question. This is an indirect question. It is not a question itself, but you are requesting something. You're asking for something. It is also possible. Examples here, do you know? I asked him if he knew. I repeat, this is optional using him, her, it, whatever here, object pronoun. The person, the thing receiving the action here is optional. You can say, I asked if he knew. Or like in this case, I asked him, I asked her, I asked myself, yes, if he knew. Where are you going? Using WH, information question. He asked her where she was going. Do you believe me? In past tense, I wanted to know if you had believed me. Past perfect. Last one here, will you go? They asked me whether I would go. Will into would. These changes, will into would, present perfect, past perfect, are in a table I gave you last class. It is on the platform, by the way.
Teacher, and in that case, if like, can I say like I was asked if
Yes, but
and
that
whatever?
is
Okay,
a passive voice.
okay, but
It's
like
totally possible. You
if
can
I
say,
say it, is it correct?
yes, totally correct. It is using
Okay.
passive voice, but it's correct. And the information is the same. I was asked by somebody what it was doing, for example. You start using,
Exactly.
yeah, you started using passive voice. So this is more of the same information can into could, have, or has, which is present perfect, into past perfect, verb to be, is, or are, into was or were, was or were, which is a simple past into past perfect, will to good, and this to past perfect, this to simple past. This is already studied, it's already done, it's very easy. Something we need to memorize. And in your case, you know it because you use it and you know English. You just know it, you use it, it's like mechanical. Finally, reporting commands and requests. Juan Diego, I'm so sorry about the noise. It's very noisy here. Yes, it's something disturbing. Yes. Listen, a question for you. What is the first characteristic of a command?
A command. I don't know.
What,
Like
what doesn't a command have?
questions.
No, what doesn't a command have?
I mean, if
If I
you're
tell you
telling me
something
to
like this,
do something, you're not gonna ask me if I want to do it. You're just gonna tell me to do it.
okay, it is an order, right?
Uh-huh.
It is an order, but it doesn't have something. I mean, syntactically, it doesn't have something. If I tell you, for example, open the door, what am I missing?
Subject, I
Subject.
guess.
Thank you very much. Remember, commands do not have subjects. Yes? What if the command is negative? How do you make, tell me a command in negative.
Don't open the door.
Do not open the door or don't open the door. If you're emphasizing the command, the negative command, you can go do not open the door. Yes? But usually it's don't open the door or please don't open the door if you want to be polite. So,
Wait, teacher. Okay, I don't know. Well,
tell me.
did you ask me something? Because it like it died for like
Yeah,
10 seconds.
it's my connection. My connection is failing big time.
Okay.
Okay, it says the imperative verbal form turns into to plus infinitive in affirmative reports or not plus to plus infinitive in negative report. Examples, come here, this is the command, come here, he told me. The example goes, he told me to go there. Yes, you are reporting a command here. Or father said, do your homework. Father told me to do my homework. The teacher said, don't talk to your mate. The teacher told me not to talk to my mate. Yes, negative here, make the negation before the to. This is what we call an infinitive verb taking a to before it. Yes, not to talk. If it is not negative, it's affirmative, just right to go, to stay, to sleep, just the verb in infinitive form. It's more clear here, something clearer, go to bed, command, affirmative, report the speech, he told me to go to bed. Don't go to bed, negative now. Report the speech, he told me not to go to bed. This is quite very easy, less complicated than the one before. The most complicated one is reported questions, and the easiest one is reported orders, requests, or suggestions. Some examples here, open the door, he ordered me. Remember, you can say order, told me, yes, ask me. Remember, ask has two different meanings, preguntar o pedir. You can say he asked me, he ordered me, he told me to do something. Luis Raúl again in here. So the first says open the door, and the report says he ordered me to open the door. Don't answer the phone. She told me not to answer the phone. Don't be back late. He ordered me not to be back late, and so on. The reports, or when reporting commands, the structure, what you're going to do is just the same for all of them. Just making affirmative or negative reports or commands. Any questions?
No.
Luis Raúl, are you in?
Well, okay, no. I just saw the like. I was just going to ask if like there was any other way to say instead of told,
Yeah,
because
ask,
say like
order.
he. Oh, so but like if I say ask, isn't it like saying that that person actually gave me the possibility if I didn't want to?
When you say ask, more like a favor, asking for a favor. He asked me to do
Yeah. So
something.
I mean, if it is on an order and I say that person asked me to do whatever, it's like saying like, okay, that person just asked me if I
Yeah,
wanted to do it or not.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I can whether take it or not. Yes,
yeah.
I can whether do it or not when you just ask. But when you use order, you do it or do it. It is like an
Hmm.
obligation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we have more examples here. I think there is no need for doing them. Yes, the, the content is clear. Juan Diego, evaluation time now. We need to talk
Uh-huh.
about the evaluation. You have two evaluations for next week, I think. Let me see. Evaluations. Yes, first going to be, let me look for the date. Okay, 15% evaluation is going to be for March the 12th. And the book is going to be handled, yeah, you need to hand it in on March the 18th.
Wait, do I
Remember,
have to hand it in or like do I have to take pictures of it?
pictures. Yes, you have to
Okay,
send it
okay.
through Moodle. Listen, well, it is a good question. We're expecting to do the evaluations here at the school, but somebody happened yesterday with the government. The government said something about this pandemic, so I think it's not going to be possible. It was the plan for
Okay.
the school to do evaluations here, but I think that is not going to be possible. Nothing
Yeah,
official
because of
yet.
the
Yeah,
Brazilian thing.
yeah, Brazilian. I don't know how to say cepa, but
Me
it's
neither.
a Brazilian thing that is causing some problems now in Venezuela. So I think
Mm-hmm.
the evaluations here at the schools are not going to be
I think
possible.
they call it mutation.
Yeah,
Not sure.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
remember, you have something to do in the book. You have some activities in the book, but I mean, I was giving you recommendations to do some activity on some pages, depending on the
Mm-hmm.
content. I was giving you a content, and it's a recommendation. It told you, hey, do this pages 21 to up to 27, for example, and then second
Mm-hmm.
content, and then I recommended you to do 28 up to 40, but not all of them are going to be evaluated before March the 18th. I'm going to, two or
Mm-hmm.
3 days before, I'm going to tell you, hey, the activities you're going to take picture from are this, and this. They're not going to be more than 6. So what I want you
Okay.
to do is be ready for that moment. Yes, have all of them ready so that whenever I tell you to do it, you just take pictures and send them through the platform. Yes,
Okay.
and
Okay.
the evaluation is going to be open from this Friday, the 12th.
Okay,
So
perfect.
please be ready for the two of them. Any question, go to the Muro Ayudas and ask me the question through that. Yes?
Okay.
Are we okay?
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you very much, Juan Diego. Was like a
great.
particular class.
Yeah.
Class. Was nice. Okay, take
Yeah.
good care. See you around, see you through the
See
platform,
ya.
or see you here if you come back.
Yeah.
Dare
See
to
ya.
come back.
Yeah.
Take care.